Aaliyah Johnson, a 12-year-old black girl, stepped into the first-class cabin of Flight 419 to Los Angeles, her boarding pass held tightly. She scanned the rows and stopped at 1B, her assigned seat. A white man in his late 40s, Charles Warner, sat there, his tablet propped up, papers strewn across the tray. Aaliyah took a deep breath. "I'm sorry, but that's my seat." Warner glanced up, his mouth twisting into a smug grin. "Find another one, kid." The flight attendant, Sarah Coleman, approached, her face pinched. Without checking Aaliyah's pass, she gestured toward the back. "There's space in economy. Move it." Passengers nearby shifted awkwardly, their silence deafening as Aaliyah's face burned. Nobody in the cabin knew Aaliyah's true identity. At 9, she'd founded MindLift Technologies from her Chicago bedroom, a tech company now worth billions. Her app, StudySync, transformed education for kids with learning disabilities, reaching schools in 43 countries. Her father, Marcus Johnson, a former aerospace engineer, sat 4 rows back in economy, watching the scene unfold. His hands tightened on his armrests. He'd seen this before, people dismissing his daughter because of her age and race. This fight wasn't just a trip. Aaliyah was headed to pitch to Horizon Capital, investors who could fund her plan to bring StudySync to underserved communities worldwide. The meeting could change millions of lives. Aaliyah held up her boarding pass, her voice steady. "This says 1B. I booked it." Warner's eyes narrowed. "I take this flight every month. This is my seat." Sarah, flustered, checked his pass, then Aaliyah's. Her face fell. "Sir, you're in 12C Economy Plus." Warner's tone sharpened. "This is ridiculous. I'm a Diamond member. I don't fly economy." His gaze flicked to Aaliyah. "She doesn't belong up here. Look at her." The cabin went quiet, tension thick. Marcus started to stand, but a woman across the aisle, Vivian Reed, spoke up. "I'll swap with you, sir." Let her keep her seat. Her gray hair and sharp eyes carried quiet authority. Warner hesitated, thrown off. "That's generous, but unnecessary," he muttered, gathering his papers. Vivian's smile was thin. "No trouble. I like economy better." As they switched seats, Aaliyah caught her father's eye and gave a small nod. She sat down, her heart racing, and opened her tablet to review her pitch. Warner, now across the aisle, glared, organizing his papers with sharp movements. In economy, Marcus leaned toward Vivian. "That was kind of you." She shrugged. "Some people need a reality check." The plane's engines roared, lifting off from Chicago's O'Hare. The flight settled into a hum, but Aaliyah couldn't shake the unease. She pulled out her notebook, sketching new StudySync features, audio tools for hearing-impaired students. Warner, despite his annoyance, glanced over, his eyes catching her detailed diagrams. "That's impressive," he said, his tone reluctant. Aaliyah looked up, guarded. "It's for adaptive learning. For kids who need better tools." He raised an eyebrow. "You're building this?" She nodded. "With my team. I designed the core ideas." Before he could respond, the plane hit turbulence, jerking sharply. Aaliyah gripped her seat, her face calm but tense. From economy, a woman in her 30s, Danielle Harris, pushed forward, ignoring the seatbelt sign. "Aaliyah, you okay?" she called, reaching her side. Danielle, Aaliyah's project manager, had been with MindLift since its start. Sarah intercepted her. "Ma'am, return to your seat." Danielle didn't move. "I'm checking on her." Marcus joined them, his voice firm. "This is my daughter's seat, paid for months ago. What's the problem?" Sarah faltered, sensing the growing friction. Passengers murmured, some filming discreetly. The plane jolted again, harder. The captain's voice crackled over the intercom. "This is your captain. We're returning to the gate due to a security issue. Stay seated." Aaliyah's stomach dropped. Security? Warner paled, his hands fumbling with his tablet. Vivian, in economy, exchanged a glance with Marcus. Something was wrong. As the plane taxied back, security officers boarded, their steps heavy. "Aaliyah Johnson?" one called. She stood, her voice clear. "That's me." The officer's face was grim. "You and your father come with us." In a small airport office, 2 FBI agents waited. Agent Powell, a tall man with a sharp tone, spoke first. "Miss Johnson, we received a tip about a security threat linked to you. Someone claims you're carrying sensitive data." Aaliyah's eyes widened. "That's nonsense. I'm just going to a business meeting." Marcus stepped forward. "Who sent this tip?" Powell paused. "Anonymous, but it came from this flight." Aaliyah's mind raced. Warner's earlier hostility flashed in her thoughts. Was this about her seat, or something bigger? Danielle, who'd followed, pulled out her phone. "I recorded the seating dispute. Want to see?" The agents nodded. The videos showed Warner's refusal and Sarah's dismissal of Aaliyah. Powell's jaw tightened. "This tip feels targeted. We need to speak with Mr. Warner." Back in the cabin, Warner was sweating as agents approached. "I don't know anything about a tip," he stammered, but his tablet was already being searched. Inside, they found encrypted files, documents tied to his employer, Novatech Systems, a rival to Mindlift. Vivian leaned toward Marcus in economy. "I know Novatech. They'd been targeting black-led startups, buying them out or ruining them." Marcus's eyes narrowed. "So this wasn't just about a seat?" Vivian shook her head. "I used to work with them. They played dirty." The pieces clicked. Novatech had offered to buy Mindlift last year, an offer Aaliyah rejected. This smelled like sabotage. The agents cleared Aaliyah and Marcus, but Warner was detained for questioning. The flight resumed, delayed but airborne. Aaliyah sat quietly, her mind on the horizon pitch. Danielle squeezed her shoulder. "You've got this." The story was far from over, and the real fight was just beginning. The plane finally landed in Los Angeles, way behind schedule. Aaliyah Johnson, her father Marcus, and Danielle Harris stepped out of the terminal, the day's chaos still weighing on them. Vivian Reed, the woman from economy, hurried to catch up. "Don't relax yet," she said quietly. "Novatech has eyes everywhere. They're not done." She pressed a USB drive into Marcus's hand. "This is packed with proof, emails, bank transfers, schemes to destroy companies like yours. I've been gathering it for months." Marcus looked at her closely. "What's your angle in this?" Vivian's expression turned serious. "I've watched too many talented people get crushed just because of their background. This stops now." They checked into the hotel, but Aaliyah couldn't sleep. Her brain kept replaying the pitch for Horizon Capital. She woke at 4:30 a.m., pulling up her slides on StudySync's latest updates, features like voice-guided lessons for kids in remote areas. Danielle arrived early, setting up the demo laptop. "Let's run through this twice," she said, clicking through the screens to check for glitches. Marcus was on the phone with their Chicago office. "The team's hearing rumors about the FBI," he told Aaliyah after hanging up. "They're worried, but they're solid. We've got your back." Vivian showed up at 7:45 a.m. with Elena Martinez, a key Horizon partner. "The board's waiting," Elena said. "But heads up, Novatech is whispering poison." They'll push back hard. Horizon Capital's building was a massive glass structure in downtown L.A. Aaliyah entered the boardroom, facing 20 executives, their faces a blend of interest and doubt. She started her presentation, her words clear and direct. She demoed StudySync's new modules, adaptive quizzes for students with hearing issues, that got some nods around the table. Questions came fast. How do you handle scaling in low bandwidth zones? Aaliyah fired back with stats on their cloud setup. Marcus observed from the side, noting how the room's energy shifted as Aaliyah's confidence won them over. Vivian, at the end of the table, caught his eye with a quick nod, signaling things were on track. Midway, board member Thomas Grant cut in. We're getting reports of security flags on your firm. What's the story? Aaliyah kept her cool. It was a bogus alert on our flight. FBI cleared it fast. They're digging into who made the call. Danielle passed her phone to Marcus under the table. A fresh email from Chicago. Novatech had planted stories on tech sites, alleging MindLift had data leaks. Marcus texted it to Vivian, who leaned over to whisper to Elena. The boardroom air grew thick, eyes darting between Aaliyah and the others. But she didn't pause, diving into her global rollout plan, showing maps of target schools in Africa and South America. The executives leaned in, hooked. The pitch wrapped after 2.5 hours. Chairwoman Sophia Lee stood. Give us time to discuss. Step out. In the hallway, Aaliyah, Marcus, and Danielle waited, the clock ticking slowly. Danielle paced. You crushed that. Aaliyah shrugged, but inside she wondered if Novatech's smears had landed. Marcus scrolled his phone. An update hit. FBI agents had raided Novatech's offices, based on solid tips about sabotage. Vivian's drive was paying off big time. 50 minutes later, Sophia summoned them back. We're in. Full funding for your expansion, plus extra for those accessibility upgrades. Your plan fits what we're after. The room filled with handshakes and smiles. Vivian gave Marcus a knowing look, her influence clear in the decision. As they exited, Aaliyah's phone alerted. Novatech's top execs were under FBI scrutiny, tied to a whistleblower's files, Vivian's. Aaliyah turned to Marcus. This goes way beyond us. He agreed. It's a win for everyone who's been shut out. At the hotel, the group gathered in the suite for a quick recap. Vivian joined, laying out more details. Novatech hit over 50 minority-run tech outfits. She explained. They'd undercut, hack, or smear them. Your company was lined up next. That flight mess? Orchestrated. Warner was their guy on the ground. Aaliyah clenched her fists. They figured I'd fold. Vivian chuckled. Big mistake. Danielle opened her laptop to live feeds. Online communities were exploding with Novatech's scandal. Aaliyah's Horizon win was trending, her face popping up in articles as the kid who took down a giant. The following day, Aaliyah got a surprise invite to speak at an L.A. Tech Summit. She took the stage before 500 people, coders, teachers, and young entrepreneurs. She ran a live demo of StudySync's beta, showing how it adapted to different languages in real time. A 14-year-old girl asked, How do you deal with people who say you're too young? Aaliyah replied, Ignore the noise. Deliver results they can't deny. The audience cheered. Marcus, offstage, beamed with pride. Danielle murmured, This is momentum we can't lose. Heading to the airport for the return flight, Aaliyah's inbox flooded with requests from schools in India and Mexico for StudySync trials. Marcus pulled her into a hug. You're making history here. Aaliyah grinned. We're not done yet. Novatech's empire was crumbling, but the real game, for equal shots in tech, was heating up. The boarding call echoed, and as they walked to the gate, Aaliyah spotted a news ticker: more arrests at Novatech. The plot thickened, and she was right in the center. Back in Chicago the next week, Aaliyah dove into expansion plans. Meetings stacked up with new partners, all buzzing about her Horizon deal. But whispers of Novatech's retaliation surfaced, anonymous threats to their servers. Danielle beefed up security. "They're desperate," she said. Marcus coordinated with the FBI, sharing Vivian's latest tips. Vivian called in. "They're unraveling. But watch your back." Aaliyah nodded unfazed. She scheduled a press conference, ready to go public with her story. The conference drew crowds. Aaliyah stood at the podium, cameras flashing. "Novatech tried to stop us," she said. "But we're stronger." Reporters fired questions. Was the flight incident a setup? She confirmed, dropping details that sent shockwaves. Social media lit up, hashtags trending, support pouring in from black tech founders. That night, an email arrived, a Novatech insider offering more dirt. Aaliyah forwarded it to the FBI. The net was closing. Months later, Novatech's trial began. Aaliyah testified, her voice steady in court. Warner took the stand, admitting his role under pressure. Vivian's evidence sealed deals. Convictions followed, shaking the industry. Aaliyah's company soared, StudySync and thousands more schools. At a family dinner, Marcus raised a glass. "To you," Aaliyah smiled. "To us all." But a new alert hit her phone, another rival emerging. The fight never ended.